talk to anyone without awkward silence at the networking events? Have you ever walked into a network event, looked around the room, and suddenly felt like you have no idea what to say to anyone? Anyhow, you started a conversation, say a few sentences, then there is a moment, that painful, awkward silence. But great communicators almost never experience that. Why? Because they follow a simple conversation framework. The problem is most people think conversations fail because they are not interesting enough and not confident enough, not charismatic enough. But that is not the real reason. Conversations usually fail because people rely on the random questions. They ask the things like, "So, what do you do?" The other person answers, then the conversation dies immediately. The problem is not the confidence, the problem is conversation structure. Imagine this situation. You walk into a paid networking event, you introduce yourself to someone, you say, "Hi, nice meeting you. What do you do?" Then the reply comes, "I work in marketing." You respond, "Oh, nice." And suddenly, silence. Both people are thinking the same thing. Now what? The great communication uses a three-step conversation flow. I call this the COR method: curiosity, observation, and response. Start with genuine curiosity. Instead of asking generic questions, ask something more specific. What kind of marketing do you specialize in? What is the most interesting part of your job? Curiosity opens the door. Then, observation. Now we had an observation that must be interesting, how the AI is impacting marketing. So you open the door. Now the response. Finally, share a small response about that. I always been very curious about the psychological aspect of the marketing. Now the conversation becomes two-sided, not an interview, not a monologue. It became a dialogue. Let me demonstrate. Weak conversation. What do you do? I work in marketing. Oh, nice. Conversation ends. Strong conversation various. What kind of marketing you specialized in? I work in digital marketing. That must, then you say, that must be exciting that AI is changing everything in that space. Yeah, yes, it is really. I have been curious to know the psychological side of the marketing. It continues naturally, the conversation. Great communications don't focus on what should I say next. Instead, they focus on connection. So curiosity creates the energy, and energy keeps the conversations alive. When you shift from talking to impress to talking to understand, that is where real connections happens. Conversations are happen when people feel heard. Communication is not about saying clever things. It is about connecting the people. It is about creating genuine connections. That is the power of VAAK, the creative essence of the webs. My dear friends, the psychology of the powerful speech is immense. To understand it, subscribe to VAAK. Let your every word impact the world. Enter to the networking events, connect to the people, and stop monologue and create dialogues. So, curiosity, observation, and response. That is the framework makes you most interesting person in the networking event. Signing off, KBC, your communication coach.